Some words wait in silence, their truths locked away. A letter, sealed and yellowed, hidden within the pages of a forgotten book. When she found it, she thought it was a stranger's lost confession, a story to unravel. But first impressions lie. This is the tale of a young writer, a letter that carried an echo, and a truth that waited decades to be read. Step into the dust of the shelves and hear its call. Nora was a writer, her stories vivid but her pages unpublished. She scraped by with freelance work, her novel stalled by doubt. One rainy afternoon, browsing an old bookshop, she found a sealed letter tucked inside a worn novel. The envelope was addressed to Nora. Her pulse quickened. Was it a mistake? A lover's confession lost in time? She imagined a tragic romance, a story to spark her own. Determined to find its sender, she slipped the letter into her bag, her mind alight with possibilities. In her cramped apartment, Nora examined the letter. The paper was brittle, the handwriting elegant but faded, dated 1985. No return address, just her name in bold ink. She pictured a heartbroken poet, their words never sent, now hers to claim. The letter felt alive, its weight urging her forward. She visited the bookshop's owner, who recalled a man named Julian donating books years ago. Nora's imagination soared, perhaps a reclusive author, his confession, her ticket to inspiration. She began her search, the letter her guide. At the city archive, Nora sifted through donation records. Julian Hart had been a writer, briefly known in the 80s, then faded from view. She imagined a tormented soul, his letter a final cry. Her novel, still unwritten, felt tied to this mystery. Its resolution could unlock her voice. The archivist mentioned Julian was alive, now a best-selling author living nearby. Nora's hopes surged. She'd return the letter, maybe earn his mentorship. She headed to his office, the letter in her pocket, unaware of the personal echo it carried. Julian wasn't the broken poet Nora expected. In his 60s, he was warm, his office lined with his novels. When she showed him the letter, his eyes lit up. "You're Nora," he said softly. "I wrote this for you." Confusion gripped her. Julian pulled out an old photograph, a young girl and a boy. "That's us," he said. The letter wasn't a confession. It was his gratitude, tied to a moment she'd forgotten, a debt he'd vowed to repay. Julian's story took Nora back to her childhood. At 9, she'd seen a boy, Julian, sitting alone in a park, his face bruised, his spirit broken after running away from a harsh home. Young Nora, sensing his pain, sat beside him, sharing her lunch and stories until he smiled. That small act of empathy gave Julian hope, inspiring him to write. He kept the letter unsent as a reminder of her kindness, promising to find her when he could give back. The letter wasn't meant to stay sealed. Julian, now a literary giant, had arranged for Nora's manuscript to be read at a prestigious event, securing a publisher's interest. The letter, now framed, stood as a symbol of her childhood empathy. As Nora read her words to a captivated crowd, she felt her voice soar. The echo of the unsent letter wasn't a stranger's story. It was her own, a bridge from her past to her future. First impressions lie. Nora thought the letter was a stranger's confession, but it was a mirror to her own heart. A child's kindness forgotten by her, wove a thread through time to lift her dreams. What small acts have you done that might still echo somewhere, waiting to be heard? Subscribe to First Impressions Lie to uncover the truths hidden in plain sight.